Hello everyone, Diamond here. Welcome to another episode of MILF of the Month. Today's segment is going to be very short and special because it is the holiday. This episode will feature Mrs. Claus. And I know some of y'all are thinking and saying, hold up, wait a minute, Mrs. Claus? Can you talk about another fictional character instead? Well boy, let me tell you, Mrs. Claus is considered a legendary figure. That's like top tier in my opinion. I mean, what better character than that who is considered a legend? Now let's get on with her history. Mrs. Claus is a literature figure. She is the wife of Santa Claus, who is first mentioned in the short story A Christmas Legend in 1849, written by American author James Reese, a Philadelphia-based Christian missionary. And then over the years, she is mentioned in several university magazines and literary magazines like Yale and Harper's. And then finally, Mrs. Claus made her first active appearance in a short poem called Goody Santa Claus on a Sleigh Ride in 1889, written by Catherine Lee Bates. The word goody is short for the good wife, or Mrs. Fast forward in the 21st century, in 2018, there has been an increased demand for the holiday appearances of Mrs. Claus as a standalone character separate from Santa Claus. Oh, and here's another nugget of history about Mrs. Claus. Even though she is the wife of Santa Claus, the character Santa Claus is a modern North American depiction of him. He's actually based off the European folklore Saint Nicholas. I'll let you guys research on that by yourself. What do we love about Mrs. Claus? Based on her appearance, that is the biggest mystery of them all because no one knows what she exactly looks like. If I had to generalize Mrs. Claus, she is an elderly woman who is perhaps hundreds or thousands of years old. Now, don't get it twisted, folks. Think like Sindel from the Mortal Kombat series. Anywho, I would say Mrs. Claus is tall, thick, white hair, aged, and very experienced. And what's great about Mrs. Claus is that many artists around the world have different interpretations of her. So I'll let you decide how she wants to look like in your mind. That's all for now. Hope you all have a good holiday and good night.